Happy Recovery Month, everybody. What does recovery mean to me? It's a very hard feeling to put into words because it's such a powerful process and a powerful thing that it's kind of like talking about the meaning of life. I think we all understand it at times, but it's when we're there and we feel it, it's hard to put into words. But ultimately, addiction can take everything from us and our family members and our community, and recovery is ultimately the solution. It's a process in which someone can get out of the depths of addiction and every day make progress towards building meaning back into life, whatever that meaning may be for an individual. My family is the world to me, and removing my family from me would be losing a piece of me. So allowing relationships to take place is really bringing the whole person back to who they were intended to be, and recovery is a part of that process. Helping others is something that makes me feel good and whole and brings meaning to my life. And I think the recovery process is not just an individual thing, it's a group, it's a community. We all can play a role in recovery regardless of our background and our life experiences. It's an individual and a team effort, and ultimately what it brings is meaning and the ability to impact others and to provide joy and happiness and life. Recovery is life. It's a beautiful thing. It's just like it's hard and there's obstacles that we have to overcome, but the recovery is a process to help us get through that and bring back the quality of life that everyone deserves, and that brings us a smile to our face and meaning. So hard thing to put in towards ultimately hope and strength and meaning and joy and peace is about the best I can do to sum up a simple question on what recovery means to me. It's life, the true meaning of life and everything that entails for me and the individuals in the process. So happy Recovery Month and have a great weekend, everybody. Peace out.
What does recovery mean to me? It means a second chance at life. Before I became sober, honestly, my future was very bleak. It didn't seem like it was going anywhere. I didn't think I'd get past the age of 23. I genuinely believed that at 23 I'd be dead. I didn't see becoming 30, which is like on the forefront of my mind now. Like, what am I going to be? What am I going to be professionally? What am I going to be personally? I didn't think I'd ever have a family. Today I have a daughter that has, luckily, at this point in her life, has never seen me high, never seen me homeless, never seen me act the way I was acting before. So for me, recovery means a second chance at life, a second chance at an opportunity. And for me, I really held on to that because I have huge dreams. And so my dreams wouldn't be possible if I wasn't in recovery.
What does recovery mean to me? Well, I think what it means to me means a lot of different things. As recovery means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. The word in itself has multiple meanings. They use it in sports, the act of possession of a recovered ball in football, or even a recovery shot in golf, and even in financial loss, the amount of money, debt recovery. But I think the process of recovering from something is the primary reason what most people ask what recovery means and what it means to somebody. Is to get something back. It's late Middle English, the term itself. What does it mean to me, though? I always think recovery, having the opportunity to regain something that you may have lost as a result of a multitude of different things, whether it's addiction or tragedy, sometimes trauma, and then being able to work through that independently or with help in order to recover and come back from that. So, but yeah, it's a pretty powerful thing, having seen people go through the recovery process, friends and family members alike, and for them to be able to have that behind them and in their back pocket is it's a lot of strength for an individual to know that they did something and were able to come back and get and essentially stand up and hold their head high and not feel like a failure as a result of a mistake or some traumatic experience that happened. So there you go.
Well, hello. My name is Danita, and I am here to talk about what Recovery Month means to me. First off, I want to say that I am in recovery, 20 years clean and serene. God willing, in less than a month, I'll have 21 years clean. And so Recovery Month is something that is very special and dear to my heart. When I think about Recovery Month, I think Recovery Month is just is just really more or less than a culmination of just every single day and what living clean means to me. But in Recovery Month, that's the time that we get together and we can just really celebrate exactly what recovery is. One of the things that I want to read, and I read this the other day in a meditation, it says, I long to speak out the intense inspiration that comes to me from lives of strong women, by Ruth Benedict. And then it says, each day that we thoughtfully make choices about our behavior and our attitudes, we offer ourselves as examples to others, examples of strength. And when I think about recovery and my own personal recovery and what that means to me in my life in this month, into the place where I am employed, that I get to work with other women to inspire them, that there's hope in recovery, is that when I first got clean, one of the biggest inspirations to me was the women. That it was other women that taught me how to be a woman. They taught me that I was able to have a voice to speak out. They were loving and caring and kind and spoke to my heart. And so in Recovery Month, what I get to do is that I get to be the same inspiration and light that other women, and not just women, other men as well, but really the women who specifically spoke to my heart and allowed me to more or less just grow up from the little girl that I once was into the woman that I am now. One of the greatest gifts about being in recovery and being able to celebrate not just my own recovery, but being able to share with other women who are just trying to figure out how to get a foot for themselves, is just being able to be the light, to be able to show up every day, that no matter what happens in life, that I, not only myself, but they too can stay clean one day at a time, that like lost dreams, that things that sometimes get lost due to addiction and due to the way that it devastates and claims someone's life, that people are able to, with help, with a supporting hand, with strength from others, with kindness, with compassion, just with just a caring eye, and being able to show people the way, to let them know that life can be hard sometimes, but there's also something other than hardness in life, that there's love and encouragement, and that they can make their way through as long as that they have support. And so being able to come together in the month of recovery, in Recovery Month, and being able to come together, it's just like a celebration. It's something else to be able to, for the first time in trying to find your way in your path in recovery to see just how big recovery is. And sometimes the community of addiction can seem both small and large. It can seem as if you're on a small block that you can't get out of, and then it could be something so big that you can't attain or even imagine is possible. But in Recovery Month celebrations, being able to have people come together to share the light of their recovery with other people is such an example and such a sense of hope for people to see that, wow, there's someone else other than me that's staying clean. There's someone else other than me that has been through some things that I've been through. You mean that I can come out and have fun in my life without the use of drugs, that I can do something other than spend my days in darkness and a sense of hopelessness, because that's what addiction does to people. And being able to come to celebrate the life that has been given, and I'll tell you that Recovery Month is just a testament of, like, people really can get a second chance at life, a do-over, an ability to walk together and stand together in strength. And so it's such an honor and privilege to be able to just come out and speak and just be a living testament that the gifts that were given to me not only are just for me, but they live on through me, and our ability to come together in unity and love and hope and inspiration for other people. And so I'm just really grateful to just be able to be a part of our recovery community. And as we say in recovery, I will keep coming back. Thank you.
The question is, what does recovery mean to me? My name is Marion. My first statements about recovery is it has given me a new life. The fact that I have 40 years recovery really didn't start as a success story. 40 years recovery means that I had to go through some of the things many people do as they start a path toward recovery. But after I had my sea legs in a recovery program and established a solid AA group that I could go to and depend on every week, they were there, I was able to be more comfortable. I belonged somewhere, and people appeared to understand what I was trying to say in the daily struggles of not drinking or using every day. I had a great opportunity in my life, in my recovery, to go back to college. I never would have dreamed that that dream could have ever come true, but it's one of the things that made recovery possible. And it also made my career possible. And as I finished college, first with a bachelor's degree in social work, and working at psychiatric hospitals with great internships and great supervisors as I went through my recovery path, I discovered that more and more recovery meant gratitude. Recovery means to be humble, to accept the pathway that it takes to continue to remain clean and sober, because other people around you take a look to see, how do they do that? What did they do? How did they handle that decision? And all of the times the decision comes up to decide, there are people there that understand what recovery is like. In 40 years, I have the same home group that I had 40 years ago, and the people there are still there. And when I walk in, I'm always welcomed with a happy face, and it's so good to see Marion. And I'll say that Northstar Behavioral Health has also given me another stepping stone in my path of recovery, and I'm also very grateful for that. And thank you for this opportunity to tell you what recovery means to me. In one sentence, recovery means gratitude, humbleness, and the ability to have a new life. Thank you.
Recovery, to me, is life itself. And what I mean to say by that is recovery is the condition of possibility for me remaining alive. It's that serious to me. Before I went to treatment myself, I was not even able to keep myself alive. And I did die a couple times as a result of my addictions. And Recovery Month, to me, just is a way of commemorating those that haven't made it. And also, and more importantly, because of its name, Recovery Month, it's about recovery. and spreading that message a little bit extra hard for this month. And I guess that's why I do what I do, is because I want to give other people the chance to live their lives and live them fully. And I think that being in recovery allows us to do that. Being in 12-step group meetings and everything like that allows us to live an examined life, which is something that most normies never have to think about. But as addicts, we have to question our own best thinking. And that requires a level of self-awareness that most people don't ever have to cultivate. But for us, it becomes a life and death matter. And yeah, that's what recovery means to me.
What does recovery mean to me? So I decided to Google the definition of recovery just because it's kind of a loaded question. So according to Google, recovery means the action or process of regaining possession or control of something stolen or lost. And I really like that definition because it kind of sums up what recovery means to me, basically, which is freedom. During active addiction, everything was stolen from me. You know, like my health, my mental well-being, my spiritual well-being, all of that was taken from me due to the disease of addiction. And I mean, not even necessarily taken, just that like I chose to give that away to my addiction. And now being in recovery, I feel like all that stuff has been returned to me and more. So recovery to me really is just freedom, and it's a new way of life. And not necessarily that I have control back of my life, but I now have the freedom to choose, you know, like the next right thing. And that's what recovery means to me.
Me being a member of Narcotics Anonymous, what recovery means to me is it gave me a sense of purpose, right? Gave me a new life, you know. So that's why I do what I do. You know, I enjoy what I do. I enjoy going to pick up intakes, bringing them into the program, because I'm like their first look at the program, and I just try to give them something positive to go with. You know, I tell them the first thing they need to do is forgive themselves, because I had to do the same thing. You know, I had to forgive myself, and then I had to get honest with myself about who I was. You know, and stay open-minded and willing to take suggestions. So I give that to the clients, and then like Recovery Month, it's a big deal for me. You know, it's a big deal for me because, like I said, Narcotics Anonymous saved my life. You know, because at the rate I was going, man, you know, I probably wouldn't have made it another, you know, maybe 3 to 6 months, because I was on a real self-destructive path. So when I go to get clients, I try to share a little bit about myself with them, you know, and let them know if I can do it, they can do it, you know. And the biggest piece is getting out, mingling with the predecessors and people that are actually living the program. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can, you know, get clean, but can you stay clean? See, it's easy. Coming through treatment is the easy part, you know. And this is a real simple program, like I tell the clients all the time. This is not complicated. All you have to do is just not pick up and get with people that want to see you do better, want to see you live a better life. You know, and they can guide you. So for me, you know, because I had people in my life, right, coming through treatment that didn't ask anything of me. They just wanted to see me do better for myself and for my family, you know, but it had to be about me. See, when you come through treatment, it can't be about anybody else. It has to be about you. This is a personal journey that you have to walk by yourself. So for me, the virus has kind of put a damper on things, but you know, we got to keep it pushing. You know, because normally we have the conventions going on, you know, but right now, you know, with the social distancing thing, so, but nevertheless, you know what I mean, recovery goes on. Recovery goes on. And I tell the clients all the time, you know, I try to do the exact same thing I did yesterday, today, which is not pick up. Because see, if you never pick up, you never have to use. You know, so. And to be honest, man, I'm living my best life, man. I feel like I don't know if this is my purpose, but this has gave me a sense of purpose. I don't know if this is what I'm supposed to be doing in life, but right now this is very fulfilling for me. You know, giving back what was freely given, playing it forward, you know what I mean? And that's all I tell the clients, hey, look, play it forward. I hope I give at least a few of them something that they can go with and that will sustain them throughout, you know, their journey. But I just try to be the best me I could be on a daily basis, Luke.
September is Recovery Month, and I just wanted to share what recovery means to me. Recovery to me means helping people be who they're meant to be without the use of substances and giving them the tools that they need to deal with everyday life without turning to substances. I am an LADC with Northstar Behavioral Health, and this is my passion. I love helping people overcome their battles that they didn't know how to do before, so they would always turn to substances. And that is my one goal in life, is to help someone be better and be the better selves that they deserve to be. In a short answer, I guess, recovery is just making sure that the people and the clients that I serve have the resources and the tools that they need and that they never had before in a life that they never maybe thought they could live. And I just think it's so cool that I get to help them figure that out and they can finally see what they were meant to be for.
Okay, the question of the day, what does Recovery Month mean to you? Man, so much. I think that Recovery Month is about celebrating those of us who have chosen recovery and remembering those of us who haven't. And unfortunately, there's a lot that that fall along the way. It's important to remember those folks. A lot of those are, you know, near and dear to most of us in the industry, because as you all know, most of us come from that realm and that get into this industry. So remembering them, honoring them, and also honoring ourselves and celebrating living life on this side of things. I think recovery, it changes the paradigm. At some point, you know, we have those conversations that's, man, you've got so much potential, and that changes to, man, you had so much potential. And I think Recovery Month is about celebrating, taking that back, and you know, just living all the way on the other side of things, living to our fullest potential, living our best lives, and not carrying around the heft of, you know, that lie that we told mom or dad or the girlfriend, husband, brother, sister. I think Recovery Month is about living with our heads up and knowing that we made it through this.
Hi, I'm an addict in recovery, and my name is Audrey. What recovery means to me is that I've got an opportunity to find out who I am. Growing up in my young adulthood, I thought I knew who I was, but I never really knew who I was and how I was. I reacted instead of dealing with life and life on life's terms. Once I got into recovery, what it means to me is that I got to know me and learned to like me, and even nowadays I love myself. Never did that before, never truly felt like I love myself. What recovery means to me is that I get to share that with others. It's one person helping another, but it's also about helping someone up. When someone else struggles, I have the tools now that I can help somebody, and that feels awesome to be able to do that. So for me, recovery means helping someone else along their journey that I'm just a little farther on than they are, and it's a beautiful thing. It gives my life meaning and purpose that I get to help somebody else, and in the meantime I do help myself too, because I learn as I go also with that. What else does recovery mean to me? Recovery means that I can have good orderly direction in my life, that I can have balance, that I know how to take care of myself. I hope everyone has a fabulous day. Bye-bye.
What does recovery mean to me? I've probably done 15 takes trying to come up with a good response. And really, I have to speak from a position of friends and family that have gone through recovery, and then just kind of being an outward perspective and getting to interact with them. Recovery to me means a second chance. It means me getting to connect with them like I hadn't been able to before. Getting to know them as the person that I kind of always wanted to connect with, rather than the person that they became while they were using. So yeah, recovery to me means a second chance at life. It means a second chance at friendships, a second chance at being a loving mother, loving father, best friend. So recovery to me means that second chance at everything.